Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment here for 2019 NFL Week 15 picks and predictions. Last week, I went 13-3 straight up, and against the spread for my guarantees of the week, I went 3-1. We had some close misses, but wow, 13-3 straight up. It was a pretty easy week, but I'm still gonna take that record all day. Let's see how we do in NFL Week 10 as we become and begin to get closer and closer to the NFL playoffs. And honestly, I'm not really looking forward to this week. There are some interesting matchups, like 3, but for the most part, there's a lot of irrelevant teams playing for a lot of irrelevant stuff. The good teams are facing a lot of bad teams. It's not that interesting, not nearly as interesting as last week was, but there are some good matchups, and we'll talk extensively about those. The other ones, not so much. And we begin with a Thursday night football game, one of those irrelevant games, as we have the Baltimore Ravens, a great team taking on New York Jets, a not so great team. And the Jets looked fine last week, as they beat the Miami Dolphins, but the Miami Dolphins are, or at least should be, a level lower than the New York Jets, although I guess you can really argue they're pretty much the same level. Now the Jets are 2 games above them, but they've been playing about the same over the last month. Hell, the Dolphins have been playing a little bit better. The only reason they lost that game was probably because it was in New York. But regardless, here now they travel to Baltimore, where they are scheduled to face the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Lamar Jackson is a little banged up. He has a quad injury. That is something to look out for, and I think might limit the Baltimore Ravens a little bit. But there's no way the New York Jets go on the road and get this done. Give me the Baltimore Ravens to win this game on Thursday Night Football. Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Carolina, taking on the Carolina Panthers. This was a great, interesting matchup on paper before the season started. We thought we might see Cam Newton versus Russell Wilson, a nice rematch that we've seen a number of times over the past number of seasons during those two men's NFL careers, and we've actually had some great games out of those matchups. Here, not so much, as Kyle Allen is starting for the Carolina Panthers, and he has lost all his luster, all his magic. It is dead and gone, and so are the Carolina Panthers, who, after firing Ron Rivera, have little effort to give in these matchups. Easy game here, giving the Seattle Seahawks to win this game in Carolina. We move on to the next game. We have the New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals. And again, it's a matchup that I just am not that excited for, as we have the New England Patriots who are struggling, but here we go. They have a great, almost bye week as they face the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I did not read up on this apparent New England Patriots possible cheating scandal where apparently they're trying to steal footage again or something, and this time it was for the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know why they're trying to steal anything from the Cincinnati Bengals. What is there to steal when you're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals? What are you afraid of when you're talking about the Cincinnati Bengals? This is insane. I don't know. I don't get it. But for this game, give me the Patriots to win. It's an obvious pick here. I do think the Bengals will do okay. But, come on. This is the Patriots against the Bengals. How are the Bengals even going to put up even more than 17 points would be a shock to me. Give me the Patriots to win this game, 24-13. We move on to the next game. We have the Miami Dolphins at the New York Giants, and 2 irrelevant teams here. So now we're not even having a good team versus a bad team. Now we just have 2 irrelevant teams. Although, actually, we might actually see kind of an entertaining game out of this. Now, I expect for Eli Manning to be starting again for the Giants because Daniel Jones is in with a high ankle sprain, and they ruled him out early last week, so I'm not sure if he's going to be ready for this one. Honestly, I really feel as if I should pick the Miami Dolphins to win this game. The New York Giants have not won a game since, I want to say, September. Maybe the very first week of October. They started 2-2 and they lost 9 straight games. That should be they have not won a game since September. That should be the correct statement to say. So I'll say that. They have not won a game since September, maybe early October, the first week of October. So they haven't won it forever. There's no reason for you to pick the New York Giants, except for the fact that they're hosting this game. They're facing the Dolphins, who are not a very good team. But the Dolphins have been playing strong over the past month. Look at me. I'm convincing myself right now. But I just feel like if there's any game that the Giants are going to win, oh my goodness, it should be hosting the Miami Dolphins. So fine. I'm going to pick the Giants to win here. You would think. I don't care if it's Eli or Daniel Jones. You would think with Saquon Barkley out there and Evan Ingram, who should finally be back. We've been waiting on Evan Ingram for weeks. And then Darius Slayton, who's been doing all right, Sterling Shepard, they'd be able to win something. The defense has even been playing a little bit better. They can't. It's just, I don't get it. They're so awful, but they're going to get Chase Young, and that's going to be a nice consolation prize. We look at the next game. We have the Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers. Okay, now we have some intrigue here. Now, I don't buy that the Chicago Bears are the playoff contenders that they believe that they are. However, they are contenders right now. They are in the picture. I don't know how on earth they're going to be able to surpass the LA Rams who beat them, okay, head to head, or the Minnesota Vikings who have a significant lead over them when it comes to that wild card, or the Seattle Seahawks who could fall out, although that's the least likely of options, but they're still in it. But that's going to end this week as they travel to Green Bay taking on the Packers, and I just don't see Mitch Trubisky being able to go on the road and beat the Packers in this huge matchup. And the Packers are flawed, don't get me wrong, but asking Mitchell Trubisky to do that in December in his career right now, I just don't see it, given the Chicago Bears to lose this one in Green Bay. Next game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Redskins. And again, I picked the Giants to win an NFC East team that I have no faith in. Can I pick the Eagles or Redskins? Because I have no faith in either one of these teams. I mean, the NFC East is so incredibly awful. It's incredibly awful how the Eagles were, the only reason the Eagles were able to win on Monday was because they're facing another team in the NFC East. That's the only reason why. But now they have another opportunity as they have another NFC East opponent. But you know what? Damn that. Because the Redskins have been playing better lately. They beat the Carolina Panthers in Carolina. They competed against the Green Bay Packers. I want to say that was in Green Bay. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the Redskins are going to win this game. I think they're going to come out, run the football, dominate time of possession. We've seen the Redskins have a lot of success running the ball lately with Darius Geis and Adrian Peterson. I expect that to continue. I expect the defense to be better than the Eagles are anticipating and for the Redskins to win this game. Now, as for the ramifications on the NFC East, because the Cowboys can't win a game, they'll still be fine. They'll still be in the running. But I think the Eagles and the Cowboys are just falling down. They can't get up. And the only reason one of them is going to win is because they face each other week 16. I really believe that's what's going on here. So give me the Redskins. Even though I'm not a fan of Dwayne Haskins or the Washington Redskins, give me the Redskins to win this game because I just have no faith in the Eagles or the Cowboys right now. Next game, you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. Back to another game we don't really care about, but you know what? I'll give the Bucs this. Although they're out of the playoff picture, they're making something out of the season. They may still end up with a winning record. The way the Bucs are playing right now, I think it's very viable that they win this game. In fact, it's probably likely. I'll go ahead and tell you how they're winning this game. And they face the Texans next week in Tampa Bay. They could win that. And then the last week, they face an NFC South opponent that I can't recall right now. Who have they not faced twice yet? I'm not sure right now. But if they're facing, let's say, the Saints won't be trying much in that game. And the Panthers and the Falcons aren't very good right now. So the Bucs could actually win out, have a winning record, have a lot of momentum heading into next season. So give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. I still anticipate for Matthew Stafford to be out for this one. And I think he should come back next week, for those of you that are still holding on to Stafford and hoping he can win you a fantasy championship for reasons I don't really know. Although he started the season great, I understand that. I don't know why you're holding on to him over the past 6-7 weeks when he's been out. I don't know that, or at least 4 weeks. So give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game in Detroit. We move on to the next game. We have the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans. And we're going to preview this game extensively tomorrow on Tighten Up Thursdays, which, look out people, if Tighten Up Thursdays tomorrow might be either really early or really late because I have plans. So we're going to, and those plans are like 7:30, so we're going to have to watch that carefully. So for the Titans fans that are looking forward to that, just keep an eye on that. It's either going to be like 5 p.m. Central or like 10 p.m. Central, and nowhere in between. So just look out for that right now. For this game, I'll tell you right now, I do have the Tennessee Titans winning. I am on the Ryan Tannehill bandwagon. I think this is the perfect opportunity in what they're calling a code blue for the Titans to show up, defeat the Houston Texans. We'll see about that Week 17 matchup in Houston, which could be for the AFC South Championship. But for this game, with the way the Tennessee Titans are playing right now, give me the Tennessee Titans to win this game. Next game, we have the Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs, an AFC West matchup. And the Broncos had a very nice performance last week. Drew Lock had a nice performance against the Houston Texans. Threw for 3 touchdowns, over 300. I want to say it was, over 300. And I want to say 30. I think he had 334 passing yards that he had. A very strong performance from Drew Lock, strong performance from tight end Noah Fant, their first-round pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. So you like that rookie combination. You like Courtland Sutton and Phillip Lindsay from last year. The offense is coming together in Denver, and I think they're going to compete against Kansas City. And a lot of people don't, but this is what we're going to see. However, ultimately, Kansas City is on a roll. I like them to win out. Okay, in order to really solidify themselves as a strong AFC contender this year. I think that continues this week, giving the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. But the Broncos will compete here. They will compete. Look at the next game. We have the Cleveland Browns at the Arizona Cardinals. A matchup which, again, we don't really care about. The Browns are making a run of things, but too little, too late. Literally one game. If they could have defeated the Denver Broncos, we'd be having a different conversation right now. But they couldn't. And that matchup was in week, I want to say, 9. If they could have defeated the Denver Broncos week 9, we'd be having a different conversation. And that was my bold prediction before the year. Bold prediction before the year when they came to the Cleveland Browns, I said the Browns are either going to start 2-5 or 3-4. They're going to go on a huge run, and they might make the playoffs. And I had them making the playoffs. The problem is, I thought that run was going to start against Denver. They lost that matchup, and then they've won every matchup since. And if they literally would have won that matchup, they'd be in the running for 10-6. They face the Cardinals this week. They face, they also lost to the Steelers a game too, which they also should not have. I did not anticipate that. They face the Bengals again, and they face the Ravens again, which is not going to be easy. But they could upset. Although with Myles Garrett out, that's what's really sucking for them. For this game, look, I want to pick the Arizona Cardinals. Y'all know I'm a Kyler Murray fan, and I picked the Cardinals more times than I should this season because I have faith in Kyler Murray. But they're just not capable of winning football games right now. And the Browns, you can at least say this, they have a lot of talent offensively. It's inconsistent as hell, and they haven't been putting up the points like we've wanted to see consistently. But, they have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb running around out there, and that's enough for me. So give me the Browns to win this matchup pretty much on talent alone because God knows they're not coached well. That's all I got. All right, next game, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Oakland Raiders. And this is very interesting to me, where the Oakland Raiders are 6.5-point favorites over the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is sacrilege, and we're going to get to that in a moment when it comes to my guarantees, my against the spread picks of the week. So for this matchup, I look at this and I just say, why are we trusting so much in the Oakland Raiders who, yes, the Jacksonville Jaguars have been stinking recently, but so have the Oakland Raiders, who lost 42-21 to the Tennessee Titans, who lost 34-3 to the New York Jets, and lost, I want to say, 40-20 to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not playing well. Now, the Jaguars, you can argue, are playing worse. But I think the Raiders, I don't trust them. And I for some reason, I feel like, with Minshew back in the lineup, the Jaguars should find some juice, some sauce. And I think it's kind of going to be here. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars apparently I didn't write it on my card the way I thought. But give me the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll change the score right now. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to surprise us so we can win the game. I just, for some reason, feel like they're due for a win right now more than Oakland is. I think Oakland is going to really lose faith after that last matchup. So give me the Jaguars to win here. As you can see by the card, I'm not even decisive on that myself. Who cares? But give me the Jaguars. All right, next game we have the Minnesota Vikings at the LA Chargers. And this is also a very interesting matchup, where the LA Chargers last week performed very strongly against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the team we just mentioned. Are they back to playing okay fit football? Can we trust them to win a huge matchup like this against the Minnesota Vikings? Perhaps, but I'll let you do that. I just don't trust them week to week, especially coming off of a good week. They're not consistent in that manner. Giving the Minnesota Vikings to win a huge game in LA. The next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers. The Falcons have had good performances, very nice performances, against NFC South opponents this season, but against everyone else, they have struggled. And now they go up against the best team, to me, in the NFL, but at least right now, the number one seed in the NFC. And this is a tall task and too tall of a task for them as they go up against Kyle Shanahan, the guy that was so intrinsic and so, just really the proponent of them going to the Super Bowl and on that incredible Super Bowl run where their offense was revolutionary, one of the best offenses ever. Give me Kyle Shanahan to beat his former team here in what will be, actually, I think it'll be actually a decent game. The score doesn't completely indicate that, but I think the Falcons will be able to move the football a little bit. All right, next game we have game number 14 of the week. We have the LA Rams traveling to Dallas, taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Last week we saw the Cowboys struggle immensely against the Chicago Bears, and we don't care where Dallas is playing. We don't care if they're playing in Dallas. We don't care if they're playing on the road. They're the same team. I don't care at least. Maybe you do. I don't care. I don't care if it's in Dallas. I don't care where it is. So don't tell me this game's in Dallas. I don't care. Especially because there's a decent amount of LA Rams fans that live in Texas. They're going to be showing up for this game right now. And vice versa whenever Dallas plays in LA too. So I don't care about that. What I do care about is that the Rams look damn good against a legitimate Super Bowl contender, an NFC West rival of theirs, divisional rival, but an NFC contender in the Seattle Seahawks, whereas the Cowboys have not looked good in like a month. So I'm not picking the Cowboys to do anything right now. Forget about it. I expect the Rams to go on the road in Dallas where they're not afraid to play and get it done, giving the Rams to win this game in Dallas. Next game, we have the Sunday night football game. We have the Buffalo Bills at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I don't know why Roger Goodell and the NFL staff or crew or whoever, sits down and creates this schedule decided that we need to flex this game to Sunday Night Football over the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans for AFC South supremacy. This is something I do not understand. I do understand that both of these teams are currently in the AFC wild card. I understand that. This is going to be a boring game. There's no way this is going to be an entertaining game. And yet this is what they decided to do. I don't get it. So for this game, it's a toss-up to me for sure because as you see, the Pittsburgh Steelers continue to win games because Mike Tomlin is just incredible at crafting wins. He is able to craft wins very well. He's exceptional at this right now, getting help from defense, getting help from the special teams units, being able to put up points in pinches. It's been fantastic to watch. However, the Buffalo Bills to me have been a stronger team throughout most of this year. And in pinches, when they've been under pressure, they've also been able to rise to the occasion. Most notably to me, Thursday in the Thanksgiving game against Dallas. Big game for them. They showed up. They won the game. I think Josh Allen gets probably his most significant win here, probably next to that matchup, because that was actually his first nationally televised game. He gets another one here as to his resume. Still don't love him long term, but I think he gets it done. Give me the Buffalo Bills to win this game in Pittsburgh. And then finally, we have the Monday Night Football game as we have the Indianapolis Colts at the New Orleans Saints. Make no doubt about it. The New Orleans Saints, not the New Orleans Saints, excuse me, the Indianapolis Colts season is on the line in this one. And even the Saints have a lot to lose here as they are losing ground on the 49ers, who are now the number one seed. The Saints have the tiebreaker over the Seahawks. They do not have the tiebreaker over the 49ers. And now the 49ers have a game and the tiebreaker over them right now in the standings. The Saints cannot afford to lose this. So although the Colts have a lot to fight for, the Saints do as well. I expect them to come out and win this game and prove to be the better team, which they've been all season long, giving the New Orleans Saints to win this game at home. With that said, we move on to my guarantees of the week. These are my betting picks of the week, where last week I was 3-1. Give you a lot of picks. Some hit, some didn't, but still on the season, as you see it scrolling on the screen now, 41, 28, and 3, and we're going to take that every single day of the week. That is money being made by us. So, we start with the first game, and I hate betting on this football team. Oh, I hate it, but it's too many points for me to pass up. Give me the Redskins plus 4.5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. The way the Eagles are playing right now, I don't trust them to cover any spread. I don't trust them to win any game. Any game. If they struggle as much as they did in Philadelphia against the New York Giants, I don't trust them in any situation. Any. So you're telling me you're giving me 4.5 points. Redskins have been playing better the past 2-3 weeks. Okay, I'll eat those 4.5 points and I'll live with the result. Next game, we have the Chicago Bears at Green Bay. Right now, over-unders at 40.5. And look, I understand the Bears have a strong defense, but their defense has had liabilities this season. You've been able to score points on them. We just saw the Cowboys put up 24 points on them. A lot of it, albeit in garbage time. But there might be some garbage time in this game. Although I doubt the Bears will be so ahead in the game and the Packers will be coming back in garbage time. But there might be some garbage time in this game if that actually happens. And I trust Aaron Rodgers to provide garbage time points if he has to. But more likely, if this is a low-scoring matchup we expect, 40.5 is just too low to me. I know it was 10-3. Trust me, I remember. It was 10-3 on opening night. I remember very plainly. But teams have shown the vulnerabilities on this Green Bay defense throughout the season. You can run the football on them. So now I expect David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen, etc. to have success running the ball against this unit. And you've also seen ways to attack the Green Bay Packers. The Chicago Bears unit, which I now expect the Green Bay Packers to do. 40.5, it's just too low for me in a game where Aaron Rodgers plays. Give me the over 40.5 there. We look at the next guarantee. Give me the Patriots -9.5. I don't think the Bengals are going to put up more than 17 points, and they're also probably going to turn the football over one time or two. And with the Patriots having not covered now in 2 straight weeks, at least. Is it 3? Let me think. No, only 2 straight weeks, I'm pretty sure, where the Patriots have not covered. They're due to cover because the Patriots are one of the best teams ever against the spread. They should come back and cover here. So give them -9.5 points there. Give me the Jacksonville Jaguars +6.5. I have them winning outright, but I'm not going to bet on them for the money line. Forget about that. But it's too many points to get to the Oakland Raiders. It doesn't make sense to me. There's nothing that indicates that the Raiders are going to win more than 7. But except for the fact that the Jaguars have been staking so much lately, but so have the Raiders. So I'll take those 6.5 points all day. And then finally, give me the LA Rams -1. They're going to beat the Cowboys. I mean, I can't believe it's only -1. I think this spread should be 4, at least. I'd probably put it at 5. A 5-point line for the LA Rams. I mean, I don't know how people are expecting the Cowboys to do anything right now. After their performances against the Buffalo Bills and the Chicago Bears, this is a better team than those. Buffalo Bills, you can debate Bills versus Rams, but the Rams are definitely better than the Chicago Bears. Oh, did they? Yeah, and the Rams beat the Chicago Bears, so we know that to be true. Wait, did they? Yeah, and the Rams beat the Chicago Bears, so we know that to be true this season, not last season. So we know that to be true. Give me the Rams to beat Dallas. Give me the Rams -1 point. And with that said, that's going to do it for my NFL Week 15 picks and predictions for the 2019 NFL regular season. What are your picks and predictions? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.